Okay, welcome everyone to another episode of Being Present with Leonard. As most of you know, I am Leonard, and I'm just hoping that we don't have technical difficulties during this episode. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. It's really hard to know whether it's all working properly until we go live, and then we find out. So I'm going to assume that that it's working unless somebody tells me otherwise. Okay. So I think it's very important to realize just how simple it is to be present. And there are so many ways to be present. You can be present with what you see. You can be present with what you hear, what you smell, taste, feel, touch. It's basically through the senses that we bring ourselves present. And it's so simple. All you have to do is notice your thinking and very gently readjust your focus and bring yourself present with something that is actually here in the moment with you. The moment you're truly present with something that is here in the moment with you, then you are an awakened being. It's that simple. You are an awakened being, at least for those moments that you remain present. Now, of course, you can become more and more finely tuned into presence. You become more and more deeply present. And at the deeper levels of presence, you open into the mystery. You open into oneness. You open into the presence of God in all things present. Of course, at the very deepest level of presence, it's quite possible that heaven on earth just might be revealed within your consciousness. So there are tremendous gifts that come along with presence. I call it the hidden treasures. When you bring yourself fully present in a way that is generous, loving, and grateful, it is quite likely that the present moment will reveal its hidden treasures. And of course, at the deepest level, its hidden treasure is heaven on earth. The other hidden treasures are extraordinary beauty. You just see beauty in everything, a sense of perfection with everything, in everything. You feel overwhelmed, intoxicated with love for everything. You're very, very accepting. There's no judgment within you. The present moment is what it is. You're not trying to understand the present moment. You're not trying to hold on to the present moment. You're just here, very, very relaxed. And whatever arises within you is really not your business. Your business is to bring yourself present. And to bring yourself present in the way that I described. The more loving you are, the more you're appreciating the beauty of the moment, the more grateful you feel, the more generous you feel, the more the present moment will reveal its hidden treasures. The mystery will begin to open up for you. So that's step one of this teaching. And as you know, there's step two of this teaching, which involves bringing conscious awareness to all the ways you're pulled out of presence. What are the obstacles to you being present? Who are you when you're caught in the dream? How did you get caught in the dream? What do you need to let go of to come out of the dream? What are the obstacles to your full awakening? So all of these questions arise as a part of step two of this teaching, which essentially will lead you to mastery of the mind and ego. And both these steps are essential for true awakening. Number one, learning the art of presence. Number two, arising in mastery of your mind and ego. And then it's just a process of gently and gradually settling more and more fundamentally into presence and bringing more and more conscious awareness to all that's going on within the dream. Just one point of clarification. The dream is everything outside of this moment. Now, sometimes the dream is benign. It's not really causing you any disturbance. It's very close to now, and it's not a disturbance to you. But then there are so many things from your past that can come in from the dream and be a disturbance to your experience of life in this moment. You can also go very far into the future and create all sorts of anxiety for yourself. So as a part of step 2, we bring everything about the dream to conscious awareness. We're not trying to fix the dream. We're just trying to reveal who we are in the dream, how we got lost in the dream. And I'll tell you something very interesting. When you start to recognize how you got lost in the dream, probably lifetimes ago, but when you start to connect the dots and you recognize how you got lost, it's very easy to see how other people got lost, because essentially we all got lost in the same way, and we'll all be found in the same way. We'll all find our way home in the same way. Now, where is home? It's so simple. Before awakening, your home is the world of the human thinking mind. You live there, you engage the world from there, you relate to other people from within the mind, which includes all your past experiences, all your limiting beliefs, all your repressed feelings, all your judgments. And it really does create chaos in your life that is absolutely unnecessary. Okay, so now let's take a moment just to be present. I want you to recognize how instant it is. Just immediately become present with your body breathing. You don't have to close your eyes, although you could if you wanted to. But instantly, you realize your body is breathing. You are present, aware of the body breathing moment to moment. And then I could ask you, who is present, aware of the body breathing in this moment? And of course, the answer is I am. That's the awakened you, the I am that you are. The I am presence. Who is present? I am. Who is I am? I am. You see, that's the end of the dream, when you come into and settle into the I am that you are. Okay, so I have a number of questions here which I'm going to answer, because there's quite a few of them. I'll try and be brief. The first one is from Ghazal from India. Hi, Leonard Sir. I am very committed to this path and have a lot of questions. How do I know if a person is truly an enlightened being before taking advice from him or her? There are a lot of enlightened beings out there, and we have this image of an enlightened person being very saintly, never angry, and performing miracles. Can you please comment on my question? Love you so much. Okay, Ghazal, it's been quite a while since we've heard from you, but it's a good question. How do you know if someone is enlightened? Well, first of all, it would help if you knew what enlightenment was, or if anybody knew what enlightenment was. Most of what we think is enlightenment is actually a description of an enlightenment experience. You might have the most profound peak experience, enlightenment experience, that is indeed an awakening. It's an awakening experience. It can be life transforming. It can be absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, an enlightenment experience is like any other experience. All experience shall pass. This too shall pass. So is there something that doesn't pass? And the answer is yes. All experience passes, including enlightenment experiences. But the one experiencing, the I am experiencing moment to moment, whatever is arising within me. It's the I am that you are, that is the awakened you, the enlightened you. So don't get too caught up in the story of peak experiences. Some people, and I'm certainly one of them, and there are many others, some people have very profound, over-the-top, sudden awakenings. A sudden awakening, it can be out of control, it can be over the top. For most people, it's too much, and I don't recommend sudden awakenings for a lot of people unless you're very, very well prepared and mature in on your path of awakening. For most people, their awakening or their enlightenment is going to be gradual. And I think that's a better course, a better approach in many ways. But here's the interesting thing. Whether you experience and go through a sudden awakening or a gradual awakening, we all finish up in the same place. here, now. So let's not make enlightenment or awakening too special. It just means that we're utterly present. We know how to be utterly present. We can be utterly present like that, deeply present. It's that simple. You can be present, and another element or key element of enlightenment or awakening is that you're crystal clear about the distinction between the awakened dimension of you, which is the I am that you are, this perfect, eternal, present being, awake in oneness. You have to be able to distinguish that from whenever you go too far into the mind, whenever you getting caught in the dream. There has to be such a clear distinction, such a clear recognition of when you're present and when you're not, so that you're never really confused. Now, it's okay to think, and it's okay to play in the dream or play in the world of time, as long as you don't get lost there. So we need to allow enlightenment to be a lot more ordinary than it's been in the past. Let's not make it too special. Let's say to be fully awakened or enlightened is your natural state. But what happened to us is that we all got absorbed into the past and future world of the mind, a world of separation and illusion, and now we're all imprisoned there. So awakening, enlightenment simply means coming out of the past and future world of the mind, out of the world of illusion and separation, out of the world of ideas, thoughts, concepts, and beliefs, into the moment of now. And just feel it, relax into it, see what is in front of you, be fully here with what is here. Now, if you become so present that your mind is silent, where is the word enlightenment? Where is the word awakening? They don't exist. They disappear. So if somebody says to me, I'm enlightened, I would say, well, that's wonderful, but who is enlightened? I am. So you just went beyond enlightenment. I am enlightened. I am awakened. Who is awakened? Who is enlightened? I am. End of story, including enlightenment story. I'm just here, fully present. And the present moment is fully here, and I'm fully present with it. It's that simple. But your question is very important, because we need to get past the idea that with enlightenment, your humanness is eliminated. You're going to remain a human, even if you're a fully awakened God-like being or God being or an expression of God. You're still going to be human. There might be times when anger arises. There might be times when need or hurt arise, or fear, but it's going to be really small, and you're going to be instantly aware of it and not get too caught up in it. You don't go too far into the future and lose yourself there. You certainly don't go into the past and lose yourself there. In fact, you've been through a process to heal and release the past and not get too caught up in the future. Jesus gave us a really good clue when he said, in the Lord's Prayer, he said, give us this day our daily bread. Now that's a clue. He was saying, don't go too far into the future, worrying about your future, worrying about your security. Now, of course, it's very easy to do that. But he's saying, no, just focus on, give us today our daily bread. Do you have enough for today? If you do, then relax and say thank you and enjoy it fully. Okay, so let's be awakened humans, not in denial of our humanness. You see, a lot of these gurus, awakened, enlightened gurus, they deny their humanness, they deny their egos, and it's not long before they get undone. They come undone because they are in denial of their humanness. They're presenting themselves as some kind of perfect being to encourage your projection onto them, and it's very easy to get lost in those projections. Now, there is a point, there is a value to that, and it's a part of the steps to full awakening. But at some point, you have to reclaim all your projections, both positive and negative, and own everything within yourself, including the I am that you are. Okay, so I think that answers your question, Ghazal. The next question, I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to be able to get through, but what I don't cover today, I will cover next time. Okay, this is from Chelsea from Mexico. Dear Leonard, can you please share with me what you believe evil is? So many people are talking about dark forces and entities and various things we need to protect ourselves from. And I have difficulty viewing anything as truly evil or bad. I feel like these dark or shadowy aspects are important guides and teachers and opportunities to grow and learn. But I don't want to be naive if there truly are forces that are not benevolent. Well, that's a very interesting question. I'm not sure that anybody's asked me that, at least not for a long time. First of all, let me tell you, just to begin with, there is no evil. In fact, there is no good and there is no evil. There is only present or not present, conscious or lost in unconsciousness, present with what is here or lost in the dream. Because who we are in the dream is radically different than who we are when we're present. How we conduct ourselves in life, how we relate to other people, how we relate to the natural world is radically different when we're truly present compared to when we're caught in the mind and governed by the ego. So what we call evil is actually unconsciousness, deep, deep unconsciousness. The further we get caught and trapped within the dream, the further into the dream we get caught, the more our actions and our thoughts are going to appear evil or harmful to others. But it's really the same thing. It's the degree to which we're lost in the dream, the degree to which we believe in our thoughts and our beliefs and our ideas, because we're willing to kill in the name of our beliefs. So no, I don't believe in evil. I'm not interested in evil at all. Now, are there forces around, let's say disembodied forces or influences, that are not benevolent? I would say yes. But I'm not saying that's evil or something to be afraid of. In fact, I would say that there is no greater power than the power of presence. There is no greater power. So if any outside force or influence was trying to impact you or affect you or enter into your energy field some way, I'm quite serious when I say from presence, if you're present, a flick of the finger is all that's needed. You are so loved. You are so safe. You can relax so deeply. You can allow yourself to experience a love that you've never experienced before, or even anything close to it. And when you can feel the presence of God radiating from everything that is in the present moment, then you know you've really come home. So I'm not into fear and I'm not into evil. Fear can arise at the human level, but not when you're present. Okay, Arietta from California asked this question. Hi, Leonard. I was wondering about guilt and self-forgiveness. Could you say something about how to forgive myself? Well, I'm not sure you need to forgive yourself. And that's clearly duality. Well, I guess it all is what I'm about to say, but not if you're in the oneness. There's no duality. So this is one of the exercises that I will do in my in-person live retreats. I do two different kinds of meditations. One is the repentance meditation. The other is the forgiveness meditation. And they go together. So with the repentance meditation, you're really owning and acknowledging and confessing your unconsciousness and the actions that you might be aware of that's been hurtful or harmful to other people because of your unconsciousness. That doesn't bring judgment upon you. It just brings the recognition that you've acted unconsciously and hurt others. So repentance means literally to own that, to acknowledge that, to recognize that, and to quite literally turn around. No more will I act in such a way that is unconscious way that is harmful to others. I will not do that. So that's repentance. It involves recognizing your own unconsciousness and whatever hurt or harm you've done to another because of your unconsciousness. Now, when it comes to forgiveness. This is what, to forgive you for forgiving yourself. Don't ask yourself for forgiveness. That just takes you into the mind. Ask God for forgiveness. And this is how it goes. First, you have to be very present. Then you ask God, God, if I've ever harmed anyone or hurt anyone in my unconsciousness, either in this lifetime or any other lifetime, please, God, I ask for your forgiveness. And I ask for the forgiveness of anyone that I might have hurt. I ask for their forgiveness. And God, I ask you to heal anyone that I might have hurt in this lifetime or any previous lifetime. I ask for their healing before my own. And if you speak those words with tremendous sincerity and you mean it, and you're present as you express those words so that God can really, really respond to you, then you will be surprised by what happens. But you have to be present. You can't do that from within the mind or within the dream. So it's a very powerful and very beautiful experience, and they're both beautiful meditations. But at the end of the day, nothing ever happened, and so there's nothing to forgive. The repentance meditation and the forgiveness meditation are simply designed to release whatever past was there that is still with you at some level within the dream, so that you could be more available to the present moment and settle more fully here. Let me show you something. From duality, the past, the future, the long, the short, the happy, the sad, the joy, the pain, from the past and future, from duality, into presence, into oneness. I love that. That's the true position of prayer. The deepest level of prayer is simply to be present. It's like standing before God and saying, God, I am here now. Do with me as you will. I don't know that there can be a greater outcome for us as humans on planet Earth than that.